technology. So I hand over the session to Mr. N. Rajasekharan sir, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Tiruchirappalli. So the entire session is recorded. So even if you are not able to make in the system, so don't worry. We will send the entire recorded session to your registered mail ID. So don't worry about that. Even in the absence of any network coverage or any bandwidth issue, if you are facing any difficulties, if you are not able to listen any lecture, anything, we will help you and we will record everything. So that will we can send the entire recorded session to your mail ID. Then you can able to uh, have some idea about all these techniques. So first thing I want to tell, and also one more time I will tell you, don't unmute, kindly mute your video and audio, as well as don't share your screen, and also kindly cooperate with us. If you have any query, you raise your hand and I will call your name one by one, so you can ask the question directly to the expert speaker. The expert speaker can able to answer your query. So it is a right opportunity for you, so that you can able to have some kind of very good interaction with the expert speaker. So once again, I thank all the participants, and also I thank our management and our HOD, principal, and also our faculty members and the participants. So I welcome everyone, and also I welcome N. Rajasekharan sir for this event, and I will hand over the session to Mr. N. Rajasekharan sir. He will take care of, and he will able to have a slide and can able to share his screen and able to make the presentation. If any query in between, you just raise the hand. So unnecessarily don't click the icon, that hand raise icon. I will call your name, then you can have some questions. So unnecessarily don't press the raise your hand icon. If it is needed, if you need any query, you just raise. We will call your name. You unmute yourself, and you can able to ask your question. That's all. Thank you very much. So, Rajasekharan sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Maharajan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
At the outset, my congratulations to Ramco Institute of Technology and the Indian University Student Forum for organizing this webinar. I think so it is second webinar by the Student Forum. My hearty congratulations to you and your team and your faculty members, your HOD and your principal and your management for taking much interest in the Student Forum activity Grand 1. At the outset, I congratulate all of you for joining with us, and I am very happy to share a pleasant good morning to all of you. Hope the next 1.5 hours to 2 hours, what we are going to work or interact will be meaningful and purposeful, and we will get something out of this webinar. Thank you, participants, for coming in large numbers and participating in this webinar. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Maharajan?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Hello.
Everything
Yes,
going
it is
on.
visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Shall I proceed? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Today we are going to see have an overview of the gas shield welding processes, what is available mainly used in the industry, and the recent advances happened in that process. That is the theme of this today's talk actually. Before going into that, where I learned the welding technology is the Welding Research Institute. When I had the opportunity to work there since 1997 to 2013, I learned little bit of welding. What I am sharing with you. Now the Welding Research Institute is the 45th year of service to the nation, and it is very soon is going to have the silver golden jubilee there. WRA is working in all the areas. It provides trained to welding supervisors, welding engineers, welding inspectors, and it is offering solutions in various processes, establish parameters, develop robotic welding technology and other technologies, and it is working on automation, it is working on metallurgical studies, and it provides consultancy services to various industries in the country so that they can get benefited out of that. And WRI services are for the offshore industries, for line pipes, thermal power, nuclear power, infrastructure, earth moving sector, aerospace, railways, for all the sectors almost WRI is serving for them. And these, what you are seeing are the results of the distribution of the customers of WRI, happy customers of WRI throughout the country and in Sri Lanka also. Coming to the subject, all of you know that the welding classified as the fusion welding process and non-fusion welding process, welding process. And the examples of fusion welding process are the SMAW, shielded metal arc welding process, gas tungsten arc welding process, gas metal arc welding process, submerged arc welding process, robotic GMAW, electro gas welding, electro slag welding, laser beam welding, and electron beam welding. Out of that, the shielded metal arc welding and sub arc welding process are going under, and electro slag welding going under the flex shielded welding processes. GTAW, GMAW, robotic, and EGW are coming under the gas shielded welding processes. In the slide, the plasma arc welding is miss actually, and beam welding process, the laser beam and electron beam are known as the beam welding processes. Coming to the solid state welding processes, all resistance welding processes, projection welding, resistance spot seam welding, flash bed welding, friction stir welding, MIA welding, all these constitute the solid phase welding processes. The fusion welding processes, what is the source of the energy? If the gas is energy, it is gas welding, beam welding, what we have discussed, and mainly you are working on the electric arc welding, which can be again classified as a shielded welding, arc welding, as well as gas shielded arc welding processes. Now our focus is on the gas metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, and plasma arc welding, which we are going to have an overview about the fundamentals of the process for getting back our fresh up ourselves, and then we are going for the see the some of the advances what is happening in the process. Gas tungsten arc welding process again can be classified as the tungsten inert gas welding or TIG welding and the plasma arc welding, where the tungsten electrode is used for transferring the energy, and the gas metal arc welding can be called as metal inert gas welding, MIG welding, and metal active gas welding. So first let us see the fundamentals of the gas tungsten arc welding. It is called as TIG welding, argon arc welding, or helium arc. Heat source is an electric arc between a non-consumable tungsten electrode, what you are seeing in the screen, and the workpiece. And the filler metal is added independently, or it may be an autogenous welding also, depending upon your design. The equipment for a TIG welding equipment are the power source, the welding torch, and the gas supply unit, whether it can be argon gas or helium gas or argon helium mixer, whatever the helium shielding gas you are using, and the gas control, gas flow parameter controls actually, and flow meter and the pressure valve. And then we are having a control system. Then the torch, if it is a water cooled torch for heavy duty torch, it will have a water supply system. Along with that, we are having the high frequency unit. The uniqueness of TIG welding is the arc can be initiated by using a high frequency unit, where the electrode or the tungsten electrode need not touch the job and then start the arc. That is a major advantage of the process. That is why it is used as a quality process. This is what the high frequency arc welding, 3000 5000 volts current and 2.5 to 3 million hertz frequency is given feed, and then the arc is initiated. Once the arc initiated, the welder can continue the arc and then he can continue the welding. It uses a non-consumable tungsten electrode, and a helium and argon, or helium or argon used as a shielding gas, and no slag or no spatter is available in the process, and the welds made with or without filler metal, and it is a high quality weld can be produced. The advantages are it is a clean weld process, and since there is no fluxes involved in that, and root pass welding especially in all the pressure parts and line pipe welding everywhere, and it can be used as a all position weld, low heat input, therefore there is a chances of distortion are very low. It is best for aluminum and magnesium alloys. Nowadays the friction stir welding is taking over for aluminum as one of the best processes, and it produces a very high quality and superior welds. But when you are seeing the advantages, there may be some limitations or disadvantages also with the process. The equipment cost is a little bit higher than comparing to SMAW process because of the high frequency unit and the water cooled system attached. and higher welding cost due to shielding gas compared to SMAW process. The deposition rate is very low in the conventional TIG welding, and the welding speed is also very low. And in the manual TIG welding, the hand movements are restricted because of that welder has to coordinate with both the hands, and it is eye coordination, and it make a slow process. Higher welder fatigue, because the hand-eye coordinations of the welder is very much critical for this process, because the welder has to hold the torch in one hand, and if the filler wire is added, he has to hold the filler other hand, then he has to manipulate welding. It requires highly skilled welders, and it is like less economical than consumable electrode arc welding for sections more than 3 mm. That is why the usage is restricted to that root pass welding, or the worst case for hard pass over the root pass welding. And it needs protection in the drafty environment. It cannot be used just like that in open environment. There is a need of protection, because the helium gas can be swayed away from the weld pool, and then the weld pool will be exposed to the atmospheric contamination, and the related defects will occur. What are the polarities or current we can use in TIG welding? We can use DC electrode negative, electrode positive, as well as AC current. AC is mainly used for welding of aluminum alloys, because of the self-cleaning action is happening there, and the welding is also happening there. And what are the advantages of having DC electrode negative, electrode positive, and AC is pictorially shown here. You can see in the screen. If you are going to take DC electrode negative, because the positive ions are moving towards the electrode, and the electrons are coming towards the job, and there is no acid, and 70% of the heat is available in the work part, and 30% at the electrode end, and that's why we are able to get a deep penetration and a narrow bead width, and it having excellent electrode capacity, because even you are using a 3.1 electrode, 180 mm electrode, you can go up to 400 amps current, because of this 30% of heat alone available in the tungsten electrode. Coming to electrode positive, the reason axial cleaning action, because that electrons are moving away from this job, and they are cleaning the oxide layers over the job, and then the positive ions are coming and making the penetration here. Here it is happening. What is happening? 30% is at the work and 70% electrode end. Because of that, we are able to get only a shallow penetration and a wider bead width. But you will see the current. Even with the 6.35 mm electrode, we can use only 120 amps current. That is the issue here actually. AC balanced, both it is having 50% of time it is DC electrode positive and electrode negative. So both the benefits can be got. 50% of time the job can get clean, and 50% of time the welding can be done. And heat input is also distributed equally between the job and the electrode, and the penetration is medium, and electrode for a 3.18 electrode we can use up to 225 amps current. How the TIG welding is having the versatility, and we can use AC for welding of aluminum, which can get oxidized during or even here. So this is a clean welding process what we are using for that. And anything now about actually I am having an overview about the process, how it works, what are all the currents and all the things. Now let us move on to gas metal arc welding process. It is more or less similar to TIG welding process. There is a power source. There is a here the change is the wire spool. The wire is fed as a continuous fed wire, and it is sent it through a wire feeder and the rollers, and it is going to the welding gun or torch, and the arc is consumed. Here the and is there all the parameter, all the flow meter and the pressure gauge, everything will be there actually. Here the advantage is actually it is a consumable electrode. Unlike TIG welding, it is a consumable electrode, and the arc is stuck between the consumable electrode and the job. Of that, any increase or decrease in current, the deposition rate will get affected. In TIG welding, when there is a change in current, it is not going to affect the deposition rate. It is going to affect only the amount of heat what is given to the job. Again, the gas metal arc welding process can be classified as a metal inert gas welding process, metal active gas welding process. Inert gas welding is when you are using only purely inert gas like argon or helium. It can be used for welding of non-ferrous metals, especially aluminum and copper, and mag welding with 100% CO2 or argon plus CO2 mixed gas can be used. It can be used for all types of ferrous materials and steels actually. How much percentage of argon and CO2 we can use? For a conventional structural welding, we can use 80 to 20%. 80% argon, 20% CO2. When it is going to a pressure parts, when you are making as per ASME or other codes, and it is going to work at high pressure and high temperature environment, then it is better to go for 90 ton, 95. That is the way we have to work, and we have to increase that. So increasing the argon is for the pressure applications, and for structural application we can have 80% argon, 20% CO2. Mainly for automatic component the 80-20 is used, but when you are going for pressure parts like ASME, that CO2 ratio is, the amount of CO2 is coming down actually. The special features of GMW process is having high current density, and the arc is a self-adjusting arc. Because of the current feed, the arc length can be maintained. It is called, it is a property of the process. If the wire feed is more, then it current will slightly increase, and then it will maintain the arc length. Or if the wire feed is less, then it will the burning rate will be little bit slowed down, and then the arc length can be maintained easily in the semi-automatic welding process. There are 3 different modes of metal transfer in this process, what we are going to see in the subsequent slides. Gas mixers also can be used in this process, and higher welding speed can be achieved. One major advantage of this process is we can go higher welding speed, even 800 mm 1 meter per minute welding speed we can go, and we can do, if the parameters are set properly, we can achieve very good weld quality and welding profile. Advantages of the process: large gaps can be filled or bridged very easily in the process. Welding can be done in all positions again. No slag or removal is required if it is solid wire. If it is a flux core wire, there will be a small amount of slag that has to be removed. And higher welding speeds can be achieved, as I told earlier. The weld quality will be higher and less distortion of workspace, and can be automated easily. Most of the robotic welding machines in the world are working on the GMW process. That way we can see that actually. The important process parameters are the current, voltage, the standoff distance is the distance between the tip of the electrode and the job, and the inductance level and the gas flow rate are very important parameters when you are working with this process. What you are going to see, as I told earlier, there are 3 modes of metal transfers, and one is called the short circuit transfer, which is used for low current and low thick jobs, and globular transfer is intermediate, and the spray transfer mode is the continuous mode. You can see the difference how the metal is getting deposited in all the 3 modes actually. If you are watching the 3 videos, in the first video, the metal droplet is getting formed, it is getting short circuited, then it is getting detached. It's a slow welding process. It can be done in overhead position also by using this process. Globular is in between, but we are not normally using the globular welding process. Normally the productive spray arc welding process, spray transfer is mainly used. You can see continuous spray of metal droplets into the weld metal. Because of that, the weld quality and the weld metal deposition rate is very high. Very high current can be used by using this process. But this short circuit transfer can be used in overhead position also. This is the voltage and current region for a short circuit current and globular and spray transfer. It is shown schematically to you. This is a transition where the globular transfer is getting converted to the spray transfer for high productive applications. The next process in gas shield welding is a plasma welding. It was developed in the 1950s and in the USA using helium, and in the former USA, Soviet Union, they did with argon. It is known as tungsten plasma welding sometimes, and it is belongs to the group. As I told you, here the difference is there is a tungsten electrode and a plasma gas is coming, and the plasma gas is getting, the heat is transferred through the plasma gas, and the filler wire can be added here. This can be used for surfacing as well as for cutting as well as welding applications, and the protective shielding gas is given through the torch. So the torch size will be a little bit higher for us because of that. You have to take the plasma gas as well as the shielding gas, then the welding can be done, or cutting can be done, or surfacing can be done depending upon the need and the parameters. What is the difference between the TIG welding and plasma arc welding? You can see here, there is a gas flow, shielding gas flow, tungsten electrode, and the arc is transferred between the electrode and the job, and then the welding is happening here. And the temperature is less than 15,000 degrees Celsius. Here the temperature can go up to 30,000 degrees Celsius, and you can see the construction of the torch here. the tungsten electrode, the plasma gas, what is emanating from there, and the shielding gas providing shielding protective shield to the weld pool here. Plasma arc welding is basically an extension of the TIG welding process. The arc gets constricted by a nozzle and transferred to the base material, and the plasma beam consists of an accelerated ionized gas jet, as is shown in the right hand side, where I am showing that, and this is a tungsten arc tungsten arc actually. So again, the plasma arc can be a non-transferred arc process or a transferred arc process, and in non-transferred arc, the arc is formed by the water cooled construct nozzle itself. In transferred arc, it is between the electrode and the job, and the arc in non-transferred arc, the arc plasma comes out of the nozzle as a flame. Arc is independent of the workpiece, and the workpiece does not form a part of the electrical circuit. It comparatively less energy density as compared to transferred plasma arc, and employed for welding in applications involving ceramics or metal plating, spraying this can be used, and a non-transferred arc is initiated unit in the circuit. Coming to the transferred arc, the arc possesses high energy density and plasma jet velocity, employed for cutting as well as and melts metals like carbon steel, stainless steel, non-ferrous metal. Can also be used for welding at high arc travel speeds. For initiating a transferred arc, a current limiting resistor is put into the circuit, which permits a flow of about 50 amps between the nozzle and the electrode, and a pilot arc is established between the electrode. Then the pilot arc touches the job, main current start flowing, and then the plasma arc is getting initiated. High energy density keyhole mode plasma welding is used for deeper penetration, and the high arc stability can be achieved by this process. Weld quality is insensitive to the arc length. No tungsten inclusion in the weld is possible in the weld, which is possible in the which will happen in the TIG welding process, because in TIG welding the tungsten electrode is coming into contact with the job. Better speed of welding and higher and weld variety of materials and cut and weld surface also. Limitations: relatively expensive and complex equipment because of the torch and the shielding gas, plasma gas, everything. It has complex welding procedures to get established, less tolerant for fit-ups, and the higher operator skill is required compared to GTW. RF's replacement is necessary in intervals in this process. Plasma gas can use argon helium mixer, argon hydrogen mixers, depending upon the applications. For all metallic materials, argon can be used. The argon helium mixer can be used. Argon hydrogen mixer can be used for unalloyed and austenitic steels. What you are going to see is that the three processes are just compared in a single slide before we are moving on to the advances area. Arc ignition is through HF unit in TIG welding process, what you are seeing in the left hand screen, and the right hand screen is the GMW process. Arc is between the tungsten electrode and the parent metal here, and the change in current will not affect deposition here. Low productive process, the very quality process, a clean weld process. AC and DC can be used. Shielding gas is required. Argon, helium, hydrogen, or argon helium can be used here depending upon that, because helium will give deeper penetration, argon will not give that much deeper penetration. But the quantum of helium gas consumption will be more comparing to argon in the case of TIG welding. So when you want a high penetration welding, or when you want to do so deeper penetration, then you have to go for helium gas. For example, I can tell us to weld a 7.4 mm thick aluminium AA221 aluminium alloy with square butt LT preparation without root gap, and the weld should be completed in single pass. Then the shielding gas what we use is the helium gas, and we establish the parameters. So for deeper penetration and for good quality weld, we can go for helium, but the cost is high. The gas consumption is also high there. But in argon, there are commercially pure argon is there. High quality pure argons also there, even for nuclear applications. Argon is cheaply available and we can use widely, and it is better to use as much as argon possible, little bit sacrificing the penetration, but by adjusting the parameter we can achieve it. Coming to the GMW process, there is no heat high frequency unit. Arc is between the filler wire and the parent metal. There is a change in current because the current, any change in the current, it will affect the melting rate, and the deposition is going to get affected for you. It's a very high productive process, and these DC can be used, direct current can be used, and the shielding gas can be argon, helium, or argon CO2 mixer, or 100% CO2 here, depending upon the application. plasmonic welding, it's ignited a pilot arc and actually finish. Actually, there is video itself is having a audio. You can hear to that. Okay, we will move on further now. Let us take the advances in GTAW process. We'll have an overview, then we'll move on to GMW process, then finally to plasmonic welding. The pulsed TIG welding is the first development happened in TIG welding process. In place of conventional TIG welding, where the continuous current will go here. Here we are having, as in the any pulse mode, there will be a base current, there will be a peak current, and the base current time and peak current time. And then because of the heat input, you can see here the high heat input here and low heat input, the background current. Because of that, you can see here the standard TIG welding and this pulsed TIG welding, the same current. You can see the difference in the bead weight and the penetration. So more heat input can be given, heat density can be given, and totally lesser heat input will go into the material, so that it will avoid the heat input related defects in the later stage. And pulsed TIG welding, the number of pulses will be in the range of 0.2 to 20 hertz. Background current is there, lower level of current where heat is dissipated from the well, range 10 to 90 from the peak current, and on time again can be set, and we can vary the parameter, then we can get very good wells by using the pulsed TIG welding process. Advantages: deeper penetration can be achieved because we can go to very high peak current for a smaller time and the metal can be deposited, and lower distortion because of total heat input is very low in that, and bead geometry can be controlled very easily, and because of the low heat input, the mechanical properties are much better than conventional TIG welding process, and the weld can be frozen very quickly, and that solidification can happen easily. The next development happened in TIG welding is orbital TIG welding process, where there is a need for in situ welding of the tubes and pipes, and especially to weld the welding in 5G position, where the job will be stationary and the hand to be moved and the welding to be done. Instead of using manual welding, we can use for that torch can be rotated, welding can be completed. There comes the LoRa of the orbital TIG welding, and it is much suitable for tube to tube sheet welding. What you are seeing here is the picture of a orbital TIG welding system. You can see the arc here, the electrode and the wire feed is coming here, and then due to the roller, the head can rotate at the little bit speed, and the welding can be done. The most important thing here is the parameters. Here it will be downhand position in the top. Here it will be horizontal position. Here it will be overhead. Here again downhand. It will coming downhand. Sorry, horizontal position, downhand position. So the position will vary accordingly. The parameters has to be made for each segment. Then only we can get a very high quality weld. But once the parameters are set and established, then it is produce a high quality weld continuously without any problem, and we can rest assured about quality. Much of the radiographic quality weld for tubes and pipes in situ are making by using this process. It's some of the hits available for orbital TIG welding of the tubes, and it's a closer view. You can see the welding tungsten electrode arc and the wire spool, 1K small K amount of wire spool, smaller size wire spool, and then it is fed into that. And this is a head rotating system where the head can rotate and the welding can be done. It's another view of that for a closed arc. and smaller diameter tubes also can be used by using welded, can be used by using this process. They are 3 mm to 12.4 mm also can be welded, and it is orbital TIG welding for pipes. What we are seeing here, similar tubes, the pipe can be bigger size, and then over the ring the head can move, and the welding can be done in many subsequent processes. It is successfully used for tube to tube sheet welding as shown here, and you can see the quality welds made by using the orbital TIG welding process for the tube to tube shields in various heat exchange and nuclear applications. The next is that variable polarity power source for welding of aluminum. As we saw earlier, you are using alternating current for AC for welding of aluminum. 50% of time the electrode is the self-cleaning action is taking place, and 50 when the electrode is negative and when electrode is positive, the welding is happening place actually. So instead of having 50% of time, the cleaning time can be minimized so that the deposition time can be increased to improve the quality of the process. The variable polarity power sources have been developed. By that, the timing of this negative part can be reduced, so that deposition can be increased, so that the deposition rate can be increased compared to the conventional AC welding. This is another development what happened in that. The another development happened, very important development, I can tell that it is a so far activated TIG welding process. So far we told there is no flux involved in TIG welding process, but here there is a flux involved in the TIG welding process, and the flux is not producing any slack, and it will be consumed during the process. It is a wonderful thing of the activated TIG welding process. Activated TIG welding is a process involves application of a thin coating of flux material onto the joint surface prior to the welding to enhance the weld penetration. You can see the here actually, because of once you applied the flux and due to the Marconi effect, there will be a constriction of arc like plasma arc welding, and the arrow or heat will go narrow down deep into the weld metal, and the deeper weld can be produced. So deeper penetration can be achieved by using this activated TIG welding process, and up to 12 mm stainless steel, thick stainless steels have been welded in single pass. That is a claim in the literature. Up to 7 mm the carbon steels can be welded in a single pass. That what we have experimented, and even I was involved in the project to develop this for up to 7 mm wall thick tubes of carbon steels, alloy steels. 7 mm we welded in successful single pass with square bed edge preparation. There is no need of any edge preparation for it is only square bed edge preparation. No root gap is required, and it reduces the shrinkage and distortion allowances. You can see the bead width also. The bead width is very less here. And the amount of filler metal consumption and gas consumption also getting reduced. Instead of welding in 3 passes or 4 passes for a 6 mm, 7 mm tube, you can weld it in a single pass. Means you see the reduction in consumption of gas, consumables, everything. That is the advantage of the process, and this process can be used for any material now, because fluxes are available for titanium separately, aluminum separately, stainless steel separately, and all steel separately, all types of steels. So the fluxes can be procured and get be used. It is very simple to use also. And you can see here is a TIG welding without flux, and it's a with the flux. The flux is a small powder which has to be which can be mixed with acetone, and then it can be applied over the surface, and there should be no metal surface to be seen. That is the only thing. And then you can start the welding, to do the welding continuously, and then the welding can be done as shown here. What you are seeing, the radiographic images of the weld showing the uniform penetration. What we achieved is a cut section of the weld. What we are seeing, so penetration level is ensured in 7 mm up to 7 mm wall thickness. It's not at all a problem. The video, you please watch the video here. You can see the video. The video is now moving in where the flux is not applied, and you can see the bead width, everything. Now once it entered into the flux area, you can see how the arc is constricted and the heat is going deep into the weld metal, and you can see there is a change in the bead width also. The bead width become narrower, and the penetration become deeper and shallow bead width, and because of that the welding can be done very easily, and high penetration, high thick wall tubes can be welded in a single pass. That is the major advantage of the process. Here the procedure is take the flux, mix it with acetone, apply it over the surface, and then do it. Only one thing we tried. Actually, I cannot say it is not possible. We tried to use it for manual TIG welding, which was a little bit difficult for us because always the R should be focused on the material, and which is difficult for the welder to maintain. But any semi-automatic or orbital welding process, this has been applied successfully, and we are very successful in making RT quality welds meeting the ASME requirements, American mechanical engineering requirements. So this is another development that happened in the process. See, the conventional TIG welding, another development is the triptych welding process. In the conventional TIG welding process, what I saw is the welder has to hold the torch in one hand, the pillar metal in other hand, then he has to watch and do the welding. It was a cumbersome fatigue. Now there is a development over that is called triptych or top TIG, where a continuous wire can be arch itself, and the arc is initiated with the tungsten arc, and the pillar wire can be fed through the continuous pillar can fed, and now the welder can do the welding continuously without any problem, and then it will be like a GMW process for him. The weld wire motion creates a vibration in the weld wire. The wire vibration agitates the weld pool, changing the rapid solidifying, and the unique as the weld pool increases the receptivity of the TIG weld pool receive more pillar wire than the regular manual automated TIG welding process. That is advantage of this process actually. And consistent triptych wire delivery reduces our start stops, tries consistent, there is no start stops actually, and it provides even wire melting and more consistent weld diffusion quality, and these are the advantages. It can be used for welding of stainless steel, aluminium, it can be used for cladding application, automation, tracker mounted, twin welding, everything can be used by using this application. And what you are seeing here is the tungsten electrode, the filler wire is coming for a welding a pipe joint, and the welder is making the weld, and the weld can be completed, and you can see the penetration also here in the inside weld, inside the pipe. It's a triptych welding process for the trials conducted by our team actually, and it is a live example of application of the triptych process. When there was a problem in the turbine casing, some worn out has happened. To build that area, this process has been implemented successfully, and then the welding has been done, and the job has been restored, and it is put into use, and it is running for so many years. Next development is keyhole TIG welding or K-TIG welding process. It is originally developed by Dr. Larry Jarvis of Australia in the years 1990-93. It is yet to take root in India, but some people are working on this, and they are trying to bring in the process for industrial application in the country. To my knowledge, maybe 1 or 2 machines may be working, but it has to take root in all the areas. It is a novel TIG welding process that takes advantage of the arc forces and surface tension to create a robust full penetration weld. The arc opens a hole through the plate as you are seeing here, and the surface of the weld pool will become anchored to both top and bottom surfaces to form a stable structure, and the stable arc moves along the path as a keyhole. A keyhole plasma, it is a keyhole TIG welding where the welding can be done for deeper penetration. It is a very fast process. Up to 16 mm, the claim is that it can be penetrate easily, single pass with square bed edge preparation, much better than the activated TIG welding where I told 12 mm stainless steel. Here it has 16 mm stainless steel. Minimum consumables can be used, cost effective, and automation is also possible by using this process. It can be used for shipbuilding, railway wagons, pipe manufacturing, all the process. This can be used. This is advantage of this process. And when we are comparing a keyhole GTW or a conventional GTW for a stainless steel of 10.5 mm thickness, 304 stainless steel, there is close square butt joint without any root gap, a single V edge preparation with root gap. 50 gram filler addition is required for when you are using keyhole GTW, and we require 1 gram of filler for a conventional TIG welding. One pass at a speed of 300 mm per minute, 7 passes at a speed of 200 mm per minute has been made. Arc on time is 3 minutes 20 seconds, where in conventional TIG it is 35 minutes. Almost 1/10 of the time, the welding can be completed very easily with the same quality or with the improved quality. And this process can be used autogenous process also, as well as with filler wire. Some of the macrographs are shown here with the conventional TIG and the conventional TIG welding, macrograph of K-TIG welding and conventional TIG welding is shown here for titanium, other things. And it's a K-TIG welding of 10 mm thick Inconel 718 plate. Not much work done by us actually. This video shows how that process is working. You can watch the video, then you can understand the process also. You can watch the timing what is shown in the top, right top. That is the advantage of keyhole TIG welding. You have to see this understood from the video. Now let us move on to the next process, what is called the interpulse TIG welding process. It's a new dimension in welding of aluminum, stainless steel, titanium alloys, and it is advanced modification of conventional TJW using magnetic convection and high frequency of about 20,000 modulation of the arc waveform. A second pulse process is added to the base pulse here, and it is developed by the VBC Instrument Engineering. It is a patented technology of them. It offers much high quality welds and control over inverted technology. The software created makes TIG welding less resilient on heat sinks, and this was also kept a minimum here. What you are watching here is a system, and I think so 2 or 3 systems are available, 3 or 4 systems available in the country. C Major is having one system, I think so. DMR is having another system. To my knowledge, we have to check it actually. But I'm sure that C Major and DMRL has got it. Other people have to check it. That is, the agent is available in Bangalore actually, who are supplying that actually. It is that conventional TIG welding process, and it's interpulse TIG welding. You can see again that bead penetration, heat input. That is where we are going on working on that. So minimizing the heat input to improve the weld quality is the motto of all the things. It is the conventional DCR. It is the interpulse TIG welding arc, and you can see the advantages here. Advantages here. It scaled up and scaled weld and welding quality similar to TIG welding process. Welding speed is as high as in MIG welding. Exact manipulation of the scaled weld can be done. Reduced heat input of the material. Distortion of the workpiece can be reduced. Easily adjustable, and it is having very good quality actually. And you can see the bead width of the interpulse weld and the conventional TIG welding. You can 7 mm, it is 3 mm here. The heat affected zone is 15 mm here, 7.5 here. These are the advantages of interpulse welding, where you can weld very small thickness titanium, other alloys very easily. The other development happened in CAW, GMAW process. In TIG welding also narrow gap technology is established, and now it has taken us a narrow gap hardware TIG welding technology, where the hardware technology and narrow gap technology are combined together as a hybrid process, and the advantages are more. What you are seeing is a narrow gap weld groove and the weld technology, and the narrow gap technology reduces the weld metal consumption and other things. The only difference is the torch cannot be a conventional torch. It has to be a flat torch which has to be designed properly to go into the groove in deep, and the welding can be done very easily. The wire feed and the torch both should be a flat type, not of a circular type. The video what is showing is a narrow gap video, and it is an advanced technique for higher productivity in the manufacture of thick walled components, developed to achieve similar corrosion and fatigue properties for both weld and base metals without porosity or inclusions. And the electrode will be oscillated. Now that advantage, the electrode can be oscillated in narrow groove by twisting the torch tip, and that is why the penetration can be ensured in all the places, and there will be no lack of penetration between the side wall, lack of fusion. There will be no lack of fusion between the side wall and the job, and between the passes, because of the twisting of the torch. What is happening in the thing, in the process? What you see here is the narrow gap TIG welding process, and the torch, you can see the torch is getting oscillated, and because of the oscillation, it ensures the penetration on the side wall. So there will be no lack of fusion on the side walls. That is the advantage of this technology what is available now. So even that welder can monitor this in the parameter. The welder can monitor the parameter in the weld. There can be they are fixing a camera inside. From the welder can monitor the weld in the camera. Then you can do the adjustments in the camera by sitting in that, and you are seeing the fine weld made by using this narrow gap TIG welding process. It can be hardware also, cold wear, hardware also, no issue. Narrow gap is reducing the weld metal volume, shorter the welding time, lower heat input. All the things are happening in the advantages. You can see the various designs of the narrow gap torches, where we can work it out depending upon the application. We can develop the torch, and then we can work on that. The other development is hot wire technology. So far, we saw only conventional TIG welding process, where the cold wire is added, filler wire is added. Here, there is a small transformer type power source is added here, and it is connected to the filler wire, and the filler wire is heated almost to a melting temperature, and then when it enters the weld pool, it melts very quickly suddenly, so that because of that the penetration, the deposition rate can be increased, and it can be as close as possible to the MIG welding process or GMW process, and that is a major advantage, and this is used nowadays for, because of the advantages of high productivity as well as clean weld. Then this process is now used for welding. Even thick plates or thick shells also can be welded by using this hot wire narrow gap TIG welding process. Deposition rate is almost 7.25 kg per hour, and it may be more now. And in flat position at 1.36 kg per hour has been achieved in horizontal position. Petal control of heat input, reduced dilution are the advantage of this hot wire narrow gap TIG welding process. Hot wire TIG welding process, high quality, no spatter, small heat affected zone, used for narrow gap welding, manual mechanics, automated motions can be used by using this process. And this it's again hot wire TIG welding process shown here, and the hot wire narrow gap hot wire TIG welding process, that as I told earlier, it is a hybrid variety of the orbital TIG welding, narrow gap welding, and hot wire. All the three are added together, and then pipes can be welded very easily by using this hot wire TIG narrow gap welding. What you are seeing is application of a hot wire system here, and then the TIG welding, and then the wire feed is here, and this is a pipe in which the welding is performed by using the hot wire narrow gap orbital TIG welding process. This is set up here. What you are seeing here, it is a power source. All the things are here. It is like conventional TIG welding. Only the thing is variation is here, and the filler wire. It's another figure showing here. The other advantages are actually TIG cladding is now happening place, and the twin torch tandem TIG welding. Two electrodes and two filler wires can be added in the material, and that can be used for deposition or weld metal, and even 3D printing. They are using the process now. It can be used for surfacing or cladding as well as for welding. This process, it is a tandem TIG welding. Is a very latest development what is happened in this technology, and it is that inverts inside TIG, actually called inside. When you are welding, having a pipe like this and a sub like this, and to be welded here, instead of welding from outside, you can say put the torch in a small torch inside, and then the welding can be done from inside. It's called inside tube TIG welding, and these are the developments, but it is yet to take root in India. But here, I think so, Franius and other people, Franius and this French company. They are supplying these systems nowadays. These are all the some of the advantages what is happened in GTAW process, and advances happened in the GTAW process. And maybe I have not touched all the things. Whatever came to my knowledge and work it, where I involved, I shared with you. Now, with your permission, I will move on to advances in GMW process. The electro gas welding was the first development how it happened in WRA in the late 80s and 90s actually. Electro gas welding is actually electro slag weld. It is a branch. I can say it is again a hybrid variety of the electro slag welding technology with GMW process. The electro gas welding, it also welds the plates in vertical position, keep the plates in vertical position with fire butt joint, then have the copper shoe and all the things. Instead of the electro slag and filler metal, here the GMW wire will fit, and the welding can be done. So plus code wires can also be used, and shell feeder wires also can be used here. And bare electrode is you can use the shielding gas in this process. And the major up to 38 mm thick plates can be welded without any rigid preparation, can be welded easily by using this process in single pass with a little bit of oscillation. Major advantages of lesser electro gas welding is that on less volume of welded metal, there is only a rigid preparation for a 38 mm thick plate, and faster welding speeds can be achieved. And when you are using the electro slag welding, because of the nature of the weldment, we have to normally go for normalizing operation. That's a post-weld heat treatment. Once you went for normalizing, the base metal sometimes may lose its basic properties, fundamental properties. To avoid that, only this electro gas welding can be used, where there is no need of any normalizing treatment. A simple post-weld heat treatment relieve the stress is required necessary is enough when you are using the electro gas welding process. Very good mechanical properties can be achieved in as-welded condition. 10 mm can be welded. 10 mm onwards can be welded easily. Restarting is quite simple compared to electroslag welding process. Copper shoe fit-up is also not very critical. The arc will be visible to you, not like electroslag welding process. This process can be used for shipbuilding or where heavy plate thick welding is getting involved. This process can be deployed and developed very easily. Advances in GMW processes can be called as the latest development in the electronics. Actually, and IT, it helps a lot for the welding industry. There are waveform controlled GMW process power sources developed like surface tension transfer, which is the mother of all the waveform controlled power sources by Lincoln Electric. It is called STT process, and the root metal deposition RMD process, and the cold metal transfer, Franius, and pass through by KMP. All the things are there actually. And pulse GMW or pulse on pulse GMW like pulse GTAW here, and high performance GMW like force arc welding, tandem GMW wire welding process. These are all the advances happen in GMW process. Let us see one by one in the subsequent slides now. The waveform GMW processes, it's a power sources to replace a slow and low productive GTAW process for root pass welding like power piping, line pipe welds, oil and gas sector shipbuilding. The major advantage of the waveform controlled GMW process is it is easily replacing the TIG welding process or the conventional TIG welding process for root pass welding. The weld is very clean, provides very good mechanical properties. At the same time, it is almost 6 times faster than the TIG welding process, and this heat input is also very low in this process. Because of the advantages, the root pass welding by TIG can be replaced by using the waveform control GMW process like STT, RMD, or pass-through, fast-MIG, or something else. The GMW power sources producing 100% scatter-free welds, even with 100% CO2, that is advantage. Again, the waveform control GMW processes. Anti-wind shield welding, that is self-shield plus coat work, also can be used for outdoor construction here. Deeper penetration welding to ensure leak-proof joints for tubes and pipes can be achieved. Low heat input power source for tin sheets and lower thick components with less distortion for better mechanical properties for similar to dissimilar welds, especially for aluminum and its alloys, can be achieved by using this waveform controlled process. It's a conventional dip transfer or short circuit transfer mode of welding, where you can see there is a diminishing and then the short circuit is getting formed and the necking is formed, then the metal deposit again it is reignited, again standing up the arc, again diminishing. This is where the current, you can see the current is going high here actually. This is the conventional way of doing the short circuit transfer for thin sheet applications. And here the one problem here is actually the spatter is more problem, and sometimes lack of precision is also happening here, and burn through is an issue. All the three things are faced with the short circuit transfer of welding. These are the issues what we are seeing actually. The modified waveform control power sources, it modifies the short circuit mode and it controls arc waveforms of dynamic wire feed and able to overcome both the spatter and lack of precision defects. What you are seeing is the transfer modes and waveform control modes, and the mechanical electrical meters are used here, and you can see that how the arc is getting deposited here. Here you can see again the waveform is connected here. You can see the current here, how high it is. Here the current is not going continuously high, it is going in like pulse current, and peak current is going at a shorter while when it is getting deposited, and it is for the STT process, which is a trademark of Lincoln Electric. It is RMD by the Miller, and both are same technologies, only the waveform there is a different. But one thing is a very low heat input deposition processes for thin sheet application and root pass welding with higher speeds. That is advantage of this waveform control power sources processes. It's a typical STT standard MIG waveform where you can see the current and the voltage here, and here you can see the current how it is very low. Actually, half of the current the welding can be done, and because of this now the RMD waveform is shown here. Because of that low heat input, these processes are widely used now. It's a conventional CO2 where produces more spatters, and with STT the spatter is very less or almost minimum. This waveform control process is successfully developed or applied for welding of such pipes and recipients by using the STT process. The root pass is done, and the subsequent process has developed by the conventional GMW process, and the welding can be done. Orbital pipe welding by GMW process can use this short circuit or modified waveform processes using power sources, and the welding can be done very easily for pipe welding. Orbital pipe welding can be use these processes. That waveform control root pass followed by FCW can be used for orbital pipe weldings, and the weld quality and everything can be made very easily, and it can meet the requirements. Even for power plant application, this process can be used. Again, orbital pipe welding again shown here in the picture here, how it can be done here. Welding again in all position can be done, achieve this process. And the productivity can be increased by 2 folds, and weld quality can be improved, and the consumable consumption is reduced by 20%. And the line pipes and power piping can be welded by using the orbital pipe welding process. One thing here, the orbital welding cannot rotate because of that wire and other things are there. It can weld from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, again from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. It depends upon 6 to 12 you can go, or 12 to 6 you can go. Again, you have to change the direction you have to do it. Because of that wire and all the things, the gas line, everything, it will get problems if you are rotating 360 degrees. So 180 degree we are rotating, then we can do the welding by orbital pipe welding. The cold arc is again developed by EWM. Similar to again, it's a modified waveform welding process where it can use for application of thin sheets, and it is only the power source there is a variation and small changes in the current and voltage waveform as we are seeing here. The application is low heat input for welding of thin sheets and root pass welding. It's a steel root is another, and the waveform what is recorded in the analysis at Hanover by one of my colleagues, Shanta Kumari, is shown here. The another development is called cold metal transfer technology. It is a modified GMW process, even it is called as MIG brazing sometimes. It's a modified GMW welding process with waveform control, low heat input, no spatter, low gap bridging, good gap bridging, and less distortion are the characteristics of the defect. It's a separate power source, cold metal power source, and it can be used with robotic or without robotic also. And this can be used for welding of joining of steel to copper, can be successfully welded by using this process. Here you can see how the process is working. A is the arcing where the arc occurs and the pillar metal moves towards the base metal here. And the pillar metal dips into the weld pool as shown here in the B, and the arc is extinguished. The welding current is lowered. Because of that, the current is coming down. Actually, the heat input is going down for you. Again, due to the rearward movement of the wire, it assists droplet detachment by using the moving the wire reverse here, and then the short circuit current is kept very small at this time. Again, the wire machine is reversed and the process begins all over again. That is why by minimizing the current at this point and this point, the heat input is lowered and the welding can be done very easily. Even copper to steel can be welded successfully by using this process. The video shows you how that CMT process is used. It is for building of filler metal aluminum Si5 1.2 mm with argon shielding gas, current of 73 amps, current voltage for 15 volts, and wire speed 5 meter per minute, and frequency of 63 hertz. These parameters are used, and then it is developed for years and is available. And many research institutes and industries are having this process now, especially automotive industries are using this process. It's a typical application of cold metal transfer shown here in the waveforms also. and it is the welding of plates and the tensile test, all the thing what we done with cold for similar dissimilar welding is shown here. So the bundle of waveform controlled power sources are available now commercially and successfully developed and implemented for industrial application. And WR is doing a lot of work and it's having all the waveform controlled power sources, and any requirement or application on these processes developed for your industry, WRA, and the welding institution will be happy to serve you and develop the process for better application for enhanced productivity and quality in the industry as well as for research works. Pulsed GMW, it is to achieve the spray type transfer even at the low mean currents and to minimize patterns and achieve all position welding capability and advantages as we told earlier, whatever thing. And these are the conventional GMW what we have seen here with the modified GMW waveform controlled processes. The two another process what you are going to see, the time tune or tandem MIG welding process and the rapid arc welding processes, where high current can be used and so they are called as high perform GMW process. Even the deposition rate can go up to 25 kg per hour can go very easily with this process. And this is a tandem GMW process where you can see two building wires or pillar wires are coming from two different power sources, single torch, and then the welding can be done very easily. Because of that, using the two-time torches and using the same weld pool to deposit the welded metal, the deposition can be almost double or 168% higher productivity can be achieved. There is a synchronizing system is available to see that the feeding is going right and the welding can be done better way actually. It's normal TIG welding. It is normal MIG welding process. Everything same except that there are two power sources and the two wires are coming in the torch. That is the difference between the normal GMW and the tandem GMW. And advantages are high welding speeds can be achieved, faster cycle time, reducing heat input, resist burn through on thin material, low spatter levels, good penetration thick material, steel and alloys, chrome nickel based alloys, aluminum alloys can be welded easily. For fillet and circumferential overlappers can be done, mechanized and automated easily for industrial application, shipbuilding, tank construction, railway rolling stock are the industries where it can be used, applied very easily. This is a conventional TIG welding. It is an arc in tandem GMW process. You can see two arcs, the same weld pool, and two separate wires are getting and deposited here. It shows that some of the stages of CMT process here. You can see how the tandem MIG welding process here, and you can see how the metal is getting deposited by the two synchronized wires in the single torch. It's a construction arrangement of the tandem MIG welding torch, and again it can be applied for welding such items, such ribs on the shafts. You can use this process and you can deposit very quickly and you can reduce cycle time by 50% actually. Macro of the weld what we made with the shaft and the rib. Shaft diameter is 220 by 20 mm thick and the rib is of 80 mm and 1 meter and 16 mm thick actually. And then this welding can be done very easily by using this process, using argon 80%, CO2 20%, gas flow 25 liters per minute. ER70S6 is used for the carbon steel and the welding has been done successfully. You can see the fusion level and everything is meeting the requirements. There's no lack of fusion or something else. As I told you earlier, tandem GMW can be automated, robotized very easily for various applications. And we are seeing picturely welding of a plate in vertical position using tandem TIG. Using the robot is possible. It can weld very easily. And it is welding in the dominant position also. And it is welding with carriage. We can use it, and with robot we can use the process. And these are all the single wire GMW and the tandem GMW. You can see the reduction in number of passes and layers so that the mechanical properties can be improved and the deposition rate can be improved. And the truck wheels can be welded by using this tandem GMW process very easily for better weld quality. The LPG cylinders are welded by using the process, and almost now that gas turbine, the LPG Research Institute is also developing the process. Hope they are using the process now also. Or I don't know whether they move for some other process. Benefits 40 to 80% over in a single wire, higher deposition efficiency, increased productivity, all the things are available in the process. And we are seeing experimental setup what we did for making the weld here, and again that the power source and all the things here. And these are all advantages of the tandem wire GMW process. And the anti-vent process is nothing but it is self-feed welding process. Like GTW process, GMW process also cannot be used for in open air condition, but the self-feed first code developed in Lincoln Electric and other people are quite useful. You can do the welding even at open condition. Only thing, the fume generation is very high, and the personal protection equipments for the welder should be available. Then this can be used as a continuous wire welding process in place of GMW shielded metal welding process of structural application very easily, and we can produce high quality welds without much
What is the
fatigue for the
application
welders.
in less?
Sir? Hello?
Nothing, sir.
Hello?
No, sir. You
Okay.
go ahead, sir. Everything
Okay.
fine, sir. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
No
Okay. Robotic GMW, just it is not a development, it is a marriage between GMW and robots. And but anyhow, I want to show some applications here. So I am using the slides here to show you the application of robotic GMW. Robotic GMW can be used as I shown here earlier. LPG cylinders are welded by robotic GMW process using tandem GMW. Truck wheels can be welded, and this truck wheel welding by tandem GMW is shown here. And this is the thing. It is a again it is a GMW process application. You can see the what's the video here. To weld the fit tubes with the pipes, the joints we filled here. For that, robots can be applied and can be used. So instead of manual person has go and do the welding in all the positions, robot can go easily and apply program, and the welding can be done very easily. These types of tubes are used for in waste heat recovery boilers or any process industries. Such assemblies are used. There we can use the process, and the weldings. You can see the welding is completed now. One pass of welding completed. Second pass has to be done. See the welding. What we did with the robotic GMW process. You see, it's a solid wire welding process. What we used. See the welded quality and the bead shape and everything. It is better actually. So welding robots are used in all the things you know about robotics. Talk about robotics here. Robotic welding can be used for such applications. Attract nipple. The only problem is the nipple should not have any shapes. It can be straight and short. Then robotic can be applied easily. Otherwise, it is very difficult. But OEMs are claiming that it can be used, but application-wise, we are finding it a little bit difficult to use such process. For welding of this body and the yoke in valves, actually small size valves, this can be welded by using the robotic welding process using GTW root pass or STT root pass, and then GMW process can be for filler wires. It is robotic tandem MIG welding again shown here, and it is robot applies adhesive backseat frames.
Robotic welding means
A robot is used and the weld, actually, you can see here, it is a robot and the welding head is used here. A robot, what he has done, the weld torque is connected to that, then it is programmed, then it is robotic welding, that's all. A robot is used for welding. You can see robot is used in for so many applications, material picking, material movement, all the things. Here it is used for welding. When the weld, the operation robot is maybe a 6-axis, 5-axis, 7-axis, depending upon the application of the robot. But the what is delivered here is the welding, so it is called robotic welding head or robotic welding operation. Okay. And it is the application in automotive industries. Car parts are here. You can see the robot moves the car parts, not welding here. It moves here. There it is welding. It is moved. So the head decides whether the robot is for welding application or some other application. It is a car assembly line welding in assembly line, and two-wheeler frames for many automotive industries are now getting welded by using robotic GMW process, and it's a CNC gantry robot for welding of the transformer walls, what is being used in Bhopal, and this machine has been developed by one Portuguese company. I was involved in the project. We went to Portugal and then we inspected the machine, brought it down for welding success. Such a thing, such a component, this robot is successfully used, and the application, because that now, because by using this, the leakages in the high voltage transformer meant for power plants is almost brought to zero, and the build quality and the quality of the transformer has enhanced like anything, and we are able to produce zero defect transformers nowadays because of this application. Actually, it's nothing but it is a GMW process combined with a gantry robot. Gantry robot means the robot can move x-axis and y-axis also, and then it is additional movement is given. The job can be spread and development can be done on the rails.
How
And the
moves
robot,
X and Y axis robot?
you can put it on the rails. You can move it to the x-axis, y-axis. You can have a crosshead on the two beams, and the head can be moved. The robot welding head can be moved. These are all some of the welds made with the for a transformer tank. What you are seeing in the final product here. There was a question that how that axis is moving here. I want to show that here again. You can see this is a column, this is a rail. Along the rail, the gantry robot can move here, and then it can move crosswise, it can move the y-axis also. Then all the 5 axis or 6 axis what is given in the robot is also available to move that, so that the robot can move crossward as well as longitudinally, and the welding can be done. Laser hybrid welding, it's another hybrid welding process where laser welding and the GMW torch can be used together, and the welding can be done, and it can be laser leading or laser trailing depending upon the torch laser position and the GMW torch position. It combining the deep penetration capability of laser as well as the edgeability of the arc welding, and laser hybrid process are most popularly used all over
You
the
are
world.
just reading?
Which one? Hello? Hello?
I think, sir, any questions? Can you please raise your hand and have your question, sir? Okay, sir, we will go ahead, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay. It's a laser hybrid welding process. Again, robotic. In added to the robot, it is laser hybrid welding process. Only the head will be there, and it is a laser hybrid welding process which can be used for welding such capacitor boxes. It can be used. We can achieve very high welding speed. Process sterilization is very easy. Increased thermal efficiency and greater workpiece tolerances can be obtained because of any gap is also can be welded very easily. Less distortion and post tightening work can be avoided when you are using laser hybrid welding. It's a weld made with a laser welding, and it is the MIG welding, and it is the hybrid welding process. You can see the lack of fusion here and the weld metal low deposition, but here it is a full weld metal deposition. You can see that is the advantage of more deposition. High quality deposition can be achieved by using laser hybrid welding processes. These are some of the advances in GMW processes, and there are one more process called rapid arc and deep penetration weld. I think so. I missed the slide, or I will come in the later for you. I think so. The slides are misplaced or somewhere. Anyhow, let me check and then come back.
How much time left?
It's going to be another completion. Another 5-10 minutes. We'll close it. Another 5 to 10 minutes. We'll close it. Okay. The slide is not available. There is rapid arc is available, and it is also a rapid and rotating arc is a new technology developed in USA. The arc will rotate. It's called spin arc technology. And the spin arc technology, the arc will rotate and the welding can be done. Because of that, the sidewall lack of fusion, lack of penetration, lack of fusion between the passes can be very well avoided. Again, very high quality welding can be done. But the torch is a special torch. The conventional power source is available. Only torch head should be changed with the rotating torch. Then we can do the rotating arc welding. And the rapid arc is the high current process where the current will be more and the deposit can be increased for deeper penetration weld. Now we are coming to the last part of this presentation, the plasma arc welding process, and its advances here. We saw plasma arc welding earlier. That time the video itself we told that it can be used for joining the very thin components. It is called microplasma where the current will be from 0.5 amps to 80 amps. 80 amps can be used
Okay.
in 0.1 amp steps actually. The pilot arc guarantees reliable ignition of the main arc and pilot arc at 5 amps. Narrow or fine weld sinks can be highest quality welds with minimum current can be obtained. It can be applied for electrical industry, medical technology, jewelry industry, tool, everywhere it can be used. And it is
Voice
economical
not
substitute
clear.
for costly. Hello?
Yeah, no.
Actually, I'm
Yes, sir, no
not able
problems.
to see the raise hands actually here actually. An
Yes.
economical substitute for costly laser welding for welding of foil thickness of 0.1 to 1 mm can be in the microplasma welding process, and 0.1 to 20 amps current can be used. Even stable arc can be achieved by using the current. No arc wandering, less sensitive to arc length variation, suitable for manual as well as mechanized mode of welding of carbon steels, stainless steel, everything here. What is it? No, the sharing is there.
Yeah, 1 minute, sir. Someone's sharing this screen. Sir, Kanagaraj, sir, is here. Kindly don't share your screen, sir.
Shall we proceed?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Hope the screen is visible again for all of you.
Sir, the
Variable
PPT is
polarity
not.
plasma.
Sir, can you please one more? Can you again share your screen, sir? It is not visible.
Okay,
Screen.
1 minute, 1 minute. I will come back.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Is it visible now for all the participants now?
Yes, 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 sir. Yes.
Okay, variable polarity plasma arc welding is one of the latest developments in variable plasma arc welding. It's a waveform controlled technology. Independent control of current, time, and polarity can be obtained, and tailored waveforms for different materials also can be made by programming in this material, and it can be used for welding of tailor welded blanks, especially aluminum based aerospace structures and shipbuilding industries. This process can be used. A lot of research works and applications are going in this process also in the country now. And the welding of aerospace materials like AA2219, AA601 materials with varying thickness, suitable automation can be used by variable this process, and ship hulls can be welded by using this process. And the keyhole plasma is the one what we are using for so many years. It is applied for pipelines, equipments, and container concealing, etc. This can be used. Here, where a hyper density on the workpiece means smaller weld pool with hole will be created, then the welding will be done actually.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
plasma keyhole welding is being done here. Keyhole plasma power source is shown here. And plasma MIG is another hybrid technology developed in Israel actually. And a lot of claims are there by Israel, but I have not seen any route in India. Outdoor Welding has purchased, got a power source, but I don't know what is the condition now there. And plus, even we tried to use the process, but we are not able to do that due to some other constraint. But it seems to be a good process where the plasma technology and the MIG welding technology are combined together as shown here. The plasma power source and MIG welding power source are coming here, and the welding is being carried out here continuously. It is developed by one Yokinium Israel, and it's again a hybrid process. It meets the challenges of increased demand, faster cycle time, and more efficient manufacturing
How much time
for tube joining applications.
manufacturer to do this?
You reserve your question after now. We are going to come to the end of the discussion, then we can talk it, please. Also called as super MIG, it is also called as super MIG process, and it is also again a competitor for converged GTW for tube joining applications, and delivers high quality and consistent welds, significantly increase the weld processing speed, reduce the cycle time, and lower the cost. This is the advantage of this plasma MIG welding process. and it allows a plasma electrode to be introduced within the MIG welding torch, and the welding can be done. They are telling it can be used for vehicle exhaust systems, industrial heat exchangers, shipbuilding, other things also can use it, but it has to prove. So to conclude my presentation to you, the recent technological advancement in gas shield development processes and their industrial significance have been delineated in this presentation with some learnings from WRA and my own experiences. Welding engineer needs to know these nuances, make judicial choice of selection of the process variant to provide appropriate solution to various needs of the industry. With that conclusion, with these remarks, I am thanking you one and all for your patience hearing and for being with me for the past one and a half
Okay,
hours.
thanks, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So thanks for your
Sir, I
wonderful
have one doubt,
presentation.
sir.
Ah,
Sir,
Sir,
I
I
have
have a
doubt.
doubt. Can I ask?
please.
Doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, how do we measure voltage of a power source for open circuit voltage in welding, sir?
It's a power source, normal whatever for any other transformer welding we can weld it actually.
Usually
I'm
we
not
will
very
be,
clear about that. I will check.
sir, usually we will be measuring welding voltage using voltmeter. And how do we
Yeah.
measure open circuit voltage?
OCV, open circuit voltage, like when you are welding, measuring open circuit voltage for other things without connecting the welding torch, I think so we have to weld the OCV. I am not an electrical engineer. I have not seen that. Sorry, I don't want to make anything. I will check and come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
So any other questions? Please raise your hand and unmute yourself and ask a question, sir. Hello. Vinod, sir, if you want to ask anything.
Voice is breaking so much.
Good morning, Mr. Rajshekharan. This is VR Mule from Mumbai.
Good morning, Mr.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, I'm not accessible to this chatting here. That is why I requested for PPT.
Okay.
Please.
There. I think so. The organizer
Can you
recorded the
send the
entire
PPT on?
proceeding.
Yeah. I have replied in the email which I have received of the confirmation of this.
Yeah,
webinar.
definitely. Yeah, we will send
Please.
the entire recorded session will be sent to your mail.
Yeah. It is very informative, and it's about the new technologies in the welding.
Yeah. We have recorded the session. The entire session will be sent to all the registered mail ID. So you'll be
Please,
getting within 1 hour. Oh, no problem, sir.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more questions, sir?
No,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr.
No.
Malay, for joining.
Yes. Thank you.
No more.
Sir, any questions from participants? Somebody is raising your hand. Can you please raise your questions? Praveen Kumar. Vinod,
Very informative, sir.
yeah.
No questions.
I have a doubt in plasma arc welding.
Ah,
How we are obtaining 30,000 degrees Celsius in plasma arc welding? If the temperature rises more than 6,000, tungsten electrode will melt.
no. Actually, it is the heat generated, but the heat due to distribution of heat that will not be available actually to it. It will be that it is the total amount of heat generated there, and it will not be available at the particular point. It is the heat generated at the melting point of it is the heat in the arc, not in the pass of the material. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
You were now continuing.
Yeah, any more questions? Praveen Kumar and Vinod. Vinod, sir, do you have any questions? Anybody want to ask any questions? Can you please?
Excuse me, sir. I am Sundar Raj from AVC College of Engineering.
Yes, sir.
I am having one doubt, sir. You said that when the polarity of welding changed, for example, DC current, job to electrode and electrode to job, the penetration is also changed. Can you explain what is the reason for that, sir?
Actually, sir, now when you are using DC current, there will be positive and negative terminal. Okay. Okay, sir. Are you able to hear? Sundarraj?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear.
The negative ions will move towards the positive terminal, and the positive ions will move towards the negative terminal. Even though in a charge, the number of positive ions and electrons are same, when it is moving, the electrons are moving much faster than the positive ions, so that in a given time 70% of heat will be available in the positive terminal because of more electrons are moving there fastly, and 30% of heat will available will be the negative terminal. Because of that, when the job is connected to the positive terminal, 70% of heat will be available in the positive terminal. So when the job is connected to the positive terminal, the more heat will be
Okay,
available
sir.
in the positive terminal.
So you are
Because of that,
saying that
the heat difference. Because of the
in
heat difference,
between the space, the movement
yeah,
of electron makes it.
electrons decides that.
So
That is
electron
why in
moves,
consumable, electron moves
electron moves at
fast.
the center, and ions are spreading over it.
Yes. Actually, when you are consumable electrode by sheet metal arc welding or submerged arc welding process, we are connecting the electrode to the positive terminal. There, the purpose is to melt the electrode and then deposit the welded metal into the groove. Because of that, we are connecting the electrode to the positive terminal.
Malayalagi
Only in TIG
certificate.
welding, you don't want to weld the heat in the junction electrode, so we are going for electrode negative. Okay, sir.
Why you are
Okay.
preferring alternative current for aluminium, sir?
Aluminium, sir, aluminium is having a peculiar property, getting oxidized even it is just exposed to atmospheric temperature. You keep the aluminium plate for 5 minutes, you go for a cup of tea or coffee and come back, by the time it will get oxidized. The melting temperature of aluminium oxide is much higher than the melting temperature of aluminium itself. Because of it will form a thick layer over that, a strong layer, and to make the weld in the aluminium, you have to break open the aluminium oxide. Even you are breaking open the aluminium oxide will get mixed with the weld metal. It will lead to oxide inclusion, and the melting temperature is a little bit higher. So the breaking layer will be a little bit difficult. So to avoid that, when you are using AC current, when the positive electrons are moving away from this, when the electrode is positive and the ions are moving, negative ions are moving from the job to the job, it will bombard the oxide layers and it will make a clean surface area. Then the next cycle, half cycle, the current will come, the weld will be deposited, the weld can be made easily. So that is why due to self-cleaning action, aluminium is welded with AC welding. If you don't want AC welding, you can use the DC electrode negative. Also, nothing wrong in that, but the only thing is you have to mechanically and chemically clean the surface before welding, then you have to start the welding. So AC is used for aluminum welding only for self-cleaning action of the process.
Thank you very much, sir. Your presentation on advanced welding process, I have admired. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliments.
Yeah. Any other questions, sir? Aravind, you raise your hand. Do you have any question? Please unmute yourself and ask. Praveen J, do you have any questions?
Hello, Professor.
Yeah.
So, nice for the session, Professor. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any queries? Participants, do you have any queries?
No, sir.
Please write. Yeah.
Mr. Magarajan?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Sir, you said that the feedback form will be posted on the group.
Yeah,
or,
I will tell you, sir. Sir, we can finish the question answer session. After that, I will tell you everything. The participants, what we have to do. I will tell you everything about. Okay, just wait.
Thank you.
So, anybody want to ask anything, sir? Do you have any questions? Let us complete.
But
I think
we are having
okay, sir.
If their queries later on also, they can put it in the group. We can reply to them. No issue, Maharajan. If you are keeping the group for some more time, or 2 days or 3 days, people can post the questions there. If there is any question is coming later also, we can reply to them. No issue.
Yes, sir.
We can put it in the group itself.
Yeah. Formally, we are concluding our webinar, sir. So, on behalf of Ramco Institute of Technology, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and our principal, head of department, and other faculty members, I thank all the participants who are coming here and spending their time for last 2 hours to listen the expert speaker lecture. And also, I sincerely thank Mr. N. Rajasekharan sir, DGM, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, Trichy, Honorable Secretary, Indian Welding Society, for giving wonderful and highly technical session. This time we should know about the as a educator, we think that the welding is a small thing. For example, TIG and MIG welding in the any manufacturing technology, Ajra Sautri book or any Rajput book we have gone. It's a very simple thing we have seen. Just the students' point of view, they are simply draw the diagram and explain something and get marks. But if you listen the lecture from this kind of expert speaker from Bell, this is a vast area. This is like ocean. So we are gathering more knowledge and skill in welding technology. That is a major thing we are getting. So I sincerely thank Mr. N. Rajasekharan sir for his wonderful session related to highly technical welding concepts. And also I thank every participants. Thank you. Next, I will tell you about the feedback and also the certificate issue.
Mr. Maharajan,
Yes.
before that I want to make a small point.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance.
Yes, sir.
Dear participants, thank you for being with me today in this lecture program, and it is a wonderful experience for me to share some of my learnings with all of you. And there are some few questions there. I also learned from the questions actually. Thank you very much for making the event a wonderful one for me and a memorable day for me. And I appeal all the participants to see the possibility of becoming a member of Indian Welding Society. If not, you have not become so far. I want to use this platform to request you to become a member of Indian Welding Society, which is doing a yeoman service to all the students in the country. We are having student forums and we are having student members, and we are publishing journals, conducting seminars. Even for the seminars, we are allowing free delegates for the students, all the things. And you can visit our website iwsevents.com or hqiws.org.in, or you can call me in my mobile number. You can get more data. Please help us to build a strong IWS which can serve for the Indian industry in the years to come. We are almost 19 years old. We want to grow with your support. Through this forum, I seek all the support of all of you by becoming a life member. It is not going to cost you much. 2,000 rupees life member fee, 200 rupees processing fee, and the GST 18%. Or it is going to cost around 2,800 rupees to you maximum for your lifetime. I request all of you to become a life member of IWS. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. And once again, I thank RIT IWS Student Forum for arranging a wonderful session and giving me an opportunity to share be with you. Thank you for Ramco Institute Technology and the participants. Thank you very much. Over to Mr. Mahajan for further proceedings. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Participants, please listen. I will share the link for feedback and the quiz link. You just submit the feedback link. Automatically, the e-certificate will be generated and sent to your mail ID. And one thing I want to tell, your name and your designation and your college. You type very clearly. If any mistakes, it won't be rectified. That is a problem. It automatically the certificate will be generated. I will share that particular link to you on the screen, or otherwise I will put the link in the chat, WhatsApp chat, where I am actually posted. So you can go to the URL and submit the feedback link, everything. It is that link will be enabled up to 12:40. After 12:40, you are not able to get the certificate. I am very clear. 12:40 is the time for getting the certificate. After that, you won't get the certificate. So please go and see your the chat window, the WhatsApp chat. I am putting the link. I am post a link. So you just go through and do all these things. Here also I am share the particular link, so you can able to do the feedback and quiz. So now I will share the that window. You just see and do the remaining things.
Okay, Maharajan, I will leave. Maharajan?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I will. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So this is a feedback link, sir. tnyurl.com/MECHIW. You just enter and get your certificate. So it will be visible for another 30 minutes.
Please.
So 12:40 I will finish everything. So you just
So please post this in the WhatsApp group also. Here we can't able to touch.
yeah I have posted, sir. You just go on the WhatsApp group, sir.
Thank you very much for your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Sir. Sir. Sir. Sir. Sir, shall I leave this meeting, sir?